The camera turns on inside the cab as dawn peeks through the windshield and I settle in with my mug. I smile at the camera and introduce myself to the audience as Mike, a 15-year veteran trucker about to spend 24 hours on the road. Time to start the day. I'm dialing in the plan and we're starting right now at 4:30 a.m. sharp. We're parked at a freight terminal in Chicago, and the city is still quiet before the bustle begins. I explain the daily ritual, coffee in hand, and the commitment to safety that guides every mile. My name tag and the truck's model appear on screen as I introduce the ride. A 2019 Kenworth T680 with 500 horsepower. We're hauling electronics from Chicago to Los Angeles, 2,000 miles of highway ahead. The cargo is insured for $1 million, so we keep every precaution front and center. I pull away from the terminal and merge onto the open road as the city wakes. The first hours on the road are peaceful, the world slowing to the rhythm of the engine and the wind. Satellite radio crackles to life with classic rock, the kind of soundtrack that keeps us steady. I extol the value of a proper truck navigator, the guardian against low bridges and wrong turns. A lesson from yesterday: never trust generic maps for truck routes. Use dedicated truck navigation. We roll past a weigh station. Nerves rise as we approach the inspection lane. The officer greets me and asks for logs and registration, a quick check that keeps us compliant. I hand over the logs. The moment passes and I'm given the green light to move on. Back on I-80, the sun climbs and the mile markers roll by like a countdown to the horizon. Des Moines is still on the distant edge of the windshield, a reminder of the heartland miles ahead. At the 7:45 a.m. mark, I roll into a pilot travel center to fuel up and stretch. Fueling takes a moment. The math of 150 gallons at $4.15 per gallon adds up in a heartbeat. Windshield wash and a quick coffee, then I'm back to the road with a full belly and a clear head. Breakfast is a ritual: protein, coffee, and a plan for the miles ahead. I outline the day's rule. After 8 hours of driving, a 30-minute break is mandatory for safety. My ELD tracker counts down, a reminder that time on the road is precious and measured. Behind me, fellow truckers wave on the highway, an old-school greeting that never dies. I spot a Peterbilt with a red trailer, a familiar face on the road, a friend from Texas. We exchange a quick CB call, a nod to the days before smartphones ruled the highway. The morning wears on and Iowa's scenery begins to unfold, green fields and quiet town corners. Each state has its own character, from polite merges to sweeping hills that wake the eyes. I talk with you about the life behind the wheel, the distance, the family calls, the discipline. Lunch is far away, but the journey begins to feel like a rhythm you can count on. I remind viewers that this job feeds families and keeps the economy moving. It's a big responsibility. The highway hums and the day's plan remains steady. Drive, rest, repeat. We push forward toward the next horizon, a long journey that's only just begun. Even in the quiet, the truck is a living space. Tools, maps, and memories all tucked in. I give a nod to safety and the routine that keeps us on the right side of the law. As we roll, the horizon glows warmer, the day awakening in earnest. The clock keeps moving. This is the rhythm that sustains a cross-country haul. We eventually cross into a new state line, the journey's footprint growing with every mile. A final glance back at the sleepy city as we head toward the open prairie. We're headed toward Des Moines and the heartland stretches wide and welcoming. The day is turning. The first 3 minutes of this journey are almost complete. Join me for the next part as we continue from breakfast to the weigh station and beyond. Ending note: we've covered the dawn departure and the first fuel and meal stop, setting the pace for a long day. The mid-morning air is cool and the road hums with quiet energy. We pass a family-run diner, a reminder of the human stories on every mile. The Iowa landscape gives way to a welcoming skyline as we near Mama's kitchen. Mama Rosa greets me with a smile, the kind you only get in small-town diners. I order the big plate and share a moment about family and the road. The conversation is a bridge between the road and home, a reminder why we haul this freight. Back on the road, I check weather alerts for the upcoming mountain passes. The sky changes as we head toward the windswept plains and distant ridges. I share a quick CB crack with a fellow driver about road conditions ahead. The road study continues as Iowa gives way to a more rugged terrain. I recall crossing a famous stretch of road and the quiet pride of the job. Soon the sun climbs higher and the day warms, signaling a pace that won't slow down. I pull into a fueling stop, refuel, and grab a hot coffee to keep going. The hum of diesel and the rhythm of wheels carry us toward the next state line. As we roll, I capture a moment of quiet gratitude for the road and the miles. We glide into the afternoon, the Iowa plains fading behind us as we steer toward the next horizon. Until the next stop, the road remains a living, breathing companion. This is the heart of the job: predictability, risk management, and a stubborn streak of patience. We end this 3-minute chapter with the highway receding and the day continuing forward. Next up, the 7:45 a.m. breakfast stop at Pilot Travel Center to fuel body and mind. A quick recap of the way station visit, the friendly face of the Illinois officer, and the road ahead. Back to the wheel, the day continues with calm resolve and a driver's respect for safety. The truck hums softly as we roll into the weather dashboard, where alerts blink and forecast apps flash warning signs of a creeping front approaching the Rockies. I scan the radar and wind models, plotting cautious routes while the CB crackles with distant chatter about a cold front and possible slick spots. The prelude to weather fatigue, patchy clouds and a rising wind, tells me to stay tight, keep a steady pace, and watch the mirrors. Soon the road opens to wider skies as Des Moines slips behind us and the traffic thins. A moment of quiet before the next push. A distant rumble on the right warns of construction ahead, so I slide to the left lane and time my merge with the patience of a practiced veteran. The FMS on the dash cites remaining driving time like a metronome, steady, unforgiving, and guiding me toward the next fuel stop. We push through an Iowa stretch where cornfields roll by in waves of green and gold, a reminder why I love the open road. The radio crackles with a familiar voice, my buddy John, confirming a clean pass with a nod and a wave across the state line. We ride through a quiet cornhusk wind, and I make a quick call home, smiles across the miles as the phone light glows. The route opens to a small-town diner silhouette as the sun peaks, hinting at a planned pit stop for a quick refuel and a bite to eat. We crest a gentle hill and catch the first cool breath of the Rockies, the air thinning as elevation creeps up with each mile. The engine breathes deeper now, the engine brake resting on the descend as I anticipate steeper grades and switchbacks ahead. A passing storm flickers on the radar, and I know the crew in the back will feel a chill if rain starts dancing on the chrome. We glide along a long, straight stretch with the sun dipping lower, painting the cab glass with a burnt orange glow. The radio noise fades into a calm silence as I focus on the road, the weight of the load balanced between time and safety. I check the wheels, bolt tightness, and trailer doors, routine night checks to keep the electronics safe on the long journey. The skyline of Denver draws near, a reminder that the mountains are not just scenery, but a test of nerves and timing. We climb a final hill and fate tests the brakes, so I ease into the descent with careful engine braking and steady hands. A truck stop glows in the distance, and I ease off the accelerator to roll into a beacon of light and warmth after the long night. Dinner is simple: soup and salad, a quiet moment to reflect on the miles behind and the miles yet ahead. I message dispatch a quick update, then stretch the legs outside to loosen the knot in my back before the next leg. The last few hours of the shift blend into a rhythm. The highway's pulse keeps time with the ticking clock on the dash. With the moon hanging bright, I roll the last leg of the night, mindful of wildlife and the thin line between fatigue and focus. The desert stretches beyond the last exit, stars bright and the Milky Way a glittering ribbon above the blacktop. I cue up a playlist of soft rock to ride the quiet hours, the speaker turning music into a gentle companion for the road. The clock keeps its steady beat. Time to prepare for the dock at 6 a.m., a reminder that every mile has a purpose. A final sweep of the route reveals quiet shoulders, safe parking, and the patient discipline that keeps the freight moving. I shut the engine, slide the curtain, and listen to the night. The road settles into a deep, patient silence before dawn. A final glance at the cargo monitor confirms electronics are secure, the million-dollar payload resting safely through the night. Tomorrow brings a new dawn and a different mile. Los Angeles awaits beyond the rising sun, but for now I rest. Good night, world. This is Mike under the hum of the highway, keeping the wheels turning 1 mile at a time.